Welcome to GVA's look at the London property market. Behind all the headline stories of house price rises, infrastructure initiatives, rental yields and individual deals, there's always a wider trend which will be having a profound impact on the market. GVA, as one of the UK's top property consultancies, prides itself on knowing where the market is heading. With 450 staff in offices both in the City and the West End, GVA gets involved in London real estate, whether planning, valuing, letting, project managing or estate managing, for a varied list of public and private sector clients. Through this work, GVA keeps track of the big urban renewal schemes, from King's Cross, Vauxhall and the Docks, as well as watching closely the underlying trends that are taking place across the central business districts. In the last year, GVA hosted a series of well-attended seminars and lectures on many subjects, from the impact of Crossrail to a lecture given by leading economist and thinker Will Hutton on the London economy. GVA also published a series of reports on London and the UK's big cities, as well as sponsoring stands at the world's big property event, MIPIM. This thought leadership makes GVA well placed to advise its clients, from major developers to institutional investors and blue chip occupiers, on future trends. I asked GVA's Tony Joyce to take us through several big GVA projects in the city.
GVA teams were appointed by Quadrant to project manage 3 office schemes in the Square Mile. The first is Carmelite Riverside. It's a new 135,000 square foot head office building, and it overlooks the Thames. And amazingly, it's going to have this fantastic roof terrace providing 7,500 square feet with superb views. That's going to be finished in spring of next year. Opposite our offices in Cheapside, there is 100 Cheapside, 100,000 square foot mixed use scheme in the heart of the city, and that's due for completion next autumn. And their other scheme is at Moorgate Exchange by Moorgate Station, which provides 235,000 square feet of offices, and again that's ready early in 2014. Just outside the Square Mile, we're working with the secret millionaire Nick Leslaw of Max Properties on a complex mixed-use scheme at St Catherine Docks. This is an oasis by Tower Bridge. The estate is the size of 8 football pitches and has mixed use of retail, restaurants, offices, residential and a 160 berth marina. And GVA have been appointed to manage the entire estate. And further to the east, we have been appointed by lawyers Clifford Chance as joint letting agents with CBRE on 10 Upper Bank Street in Canary Wharf. We've been asked to find tenants for 420,000 square feet of this building in the heart of Canary Wharf, making this one of GVA's largest ever letting instructions. And when Crossrail comes online in 2018, Canary Wharf will be only 39 minutes by train to Heathrow.
London's global city status means there will always be demand for central premium office space. But recently there's been a switch in the value from office to residential in those areas where the residential market is buoyant. This shift is having an impact right across London. In Canary Wharf, GVA is advising the Canary Wharf estate on Wood Wharf, which will become a large-scale mixed-use and residential project. In Brent Cross, GVA has been working in partnership with the local authority to progress this important scheme by allowing the more financially promising components, in this case retail, to be prioritised. The switch from commercial to residential is being felt too in developments in London's outer boroughs. GVA has been at the forefront of consultancy to press for infrastructure support for some of these large schemes. Crossrail is increasing its impact. This massive infrastructure project will change the areas around many of the stations in central London. GVA continues to work with Crossrail on planning advice for above-station developments, a site disposal in South East London, and in the creation of an impact study that maps property values right across the line. Out of town, it's providing a boost to regeneration, such as here in Ealing, where GVA has been advising the local authority on its estate management. While on the other side of London, Royal Docks is also a neighbourhood to watch, with new business corridors emerging towards Stansted and the Thames Gateway. I asked Regional Director for West End, Patrick Morrissey, for his views.
London continues to be a location of choice for all business sectors. Indeed, emerging high-value businesses are particularly keen to locate in London, but not necessarily in the traditional city and West End markets that have characterised past shifts. We're now looking at a much broader landscape, with many areas emerging on the back of developing transport hubs and important infrastructure development. There are complementary cultural and social reasons why a younger, more creative workforce is also very keen to work in London. All of this means that we're now looking far more widely at important areas of development in the future. And our ability to understand and to manage the development of these locations will be critical in how we, and indeed our clients, take advantage of them in the future.
So as London continues its dynamic change as it seeks to maintain its position as a global city in the face of strong competition from other cities and a shift eastwards of the global economy, GVA continues to maintain its position as a top property advisor in that marketplace. That's all from us. Thanks for watching.